here with Mark Nelson, and today we've been talking all about technology-inspired jewelry designs. And this is perfect because it's a case where innovations are being developed constantly for metal clay.
Every day there's new products on the line that help you build your pieces more securely and creatively.
All right, so take a look at this bracelet and necklace. These are just gorgeous. And they really are using the links between that are embedded within the piece.
And that's what I'm going to show you today, is how to actually attach those eyelets and bails in the clay and so that they fire and fuse all as one.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Yeah, the really neat thing about these eyelets and bails is that they're what they're called microalloys. They're not fine silver, they're just like a little dash of copper or something else in there to make them incredibly strong and yet still be able to fire and fuse to the silver clay.
Okay, so it's a really durable piece that you can fire right into it and becomes a part of it.
Right, and there's not just silver either. There's ones for bronze clay and copper clay as well.
Oh, okay. All right, so show us how to do this.
There's a couple ways to do it. First of all, I made panels using these texture plates and got my panels. You can either make them your standard thickness and add a panel to attach the eyelets to.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you make your panels thicker, you can actually carve a place for them to go into, like right here, and then attach it that way. So I'll try and show you both ways. This way I kind of like because it makes a thicker panel, and I actually add a decorative cut because I like to carve, remember?
Oh, yes, I remember.
So I love to carve the clay and actually add that as part of my decorative
And you
element.
also are really big on making both sides as artistic.
Exactly.
The front is artistic, but the back also makes it feel more finished, I think.
I think so.
And so these pieces haven't been fired, they're just dried.
They're just dried.
Okay.
And then what you can do is take any kind of tool. I actually made a tool that was from a broken tool.
Oh, good
and
idea.
turned it into a really great carver so that I can come in and just carve and whittle away at the clay until I can get this eyelet to fit. And so I'll carve a little bit and then see if it fits.
And you can't use just any eyelet here. You need to be sure that it's the type that can be embedded within the clay when you fire it.
Right, because they've been designed to be fusible to the clay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you use, like, say, sterling, they're not going to fuse, and they will turn black.
And it also wouldn't be as strong, right?
It'll be strong, but not very pretty.
Okay.
So we're trying to do pretty, too.
Right. Pretty is good. Pretty and strong. Pretty and strong. We like that.
So once we get that to fit in there, we can take some slip,
Okay.
and we'll get some slip in there.
Okay, now explain what slip is, because I don't know if everybody will be really clear on that.
Okay. Basically, it's a watered-down clay.
Okay.
And it can be any kind of consistency from pretty runny to kind of thick and goopy. And
So you use it kind of like paste, right?
exactly. I'm pretty generous and liberal with it. And we'll set this aside and then take my eyelet in here and just kind of embed it in there.
Okay.
Now the hard part is going to be, let me put it right here. You kind of have to set it down.
So that you can sit it right down in there.
Right.
And then are you going to let it dry again?
Exactly.
Okay. You just want to make sure that you cover up the back there so that it's all one piece when it fires.
And then we can let it dry, and then we can sand it and make it nice and smooth. We can carve it, incorporate it into our design, or we can fire it and then file it like a piece of metal.
Okay.
That's the beauty of clay, metal clay.
Oh, okay.
Now to do the triangle patterns here, or a little flap of skin, as you were, over it, you're just going to take a little piece of clay, and you're going to roll it out about 3 cards thick.
Okay. And you're using your sizing guides there to determine your thickness?
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. And you're not going to need that much.
So we're just going to use a little bit of metal clay for these tabs on the back.
Right. Squish it, squish, 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 squish.
And you roll it out.
Oops. There we go. We only need just a little bit. So we'll roll it out. And then we can use anything really as a template. And cut like a little triangle.
And then once you've cut that out, you're going to lay it right over the back, right? And then is it ready to fire?
It will be as soon as it's dry. So let's
Okay.
say we got this right here. We'll take that. And you do want to use some paste.
Okay.
This is like your glue. stick it on there. You can be generous because you can always clean it up later.
So this is your slip again here.
This is slip, and we'll just go ahead and paste this on there. That. And then we'll take our triangle. And it doesn't have to be a triangle. It could be a square, a star, whatever you would like it to be.
And how would you decide which of these methods you're going to use? Either carving it out or covering it with this panel?
I would let the weight of the item dictate how you do it. Because to do the carving, it's going to have to be thick.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to dig into it quite a bit. So if you want something that's a lighter bracelet or pendant, then perhaps adding this piece of clay over it is definitely going to be lighter.
Okay. So let's take a look at the back of this bracelet. So you can look here. This one is the one that hasn't been fired yet.
Hasn't been fired, and it's ready to be cleaned up just a little bit before firing.
Okay, and then this one has been fired and cleaned up.
Cleaned up and patinaed and ready to wear.
And you could also use this technique to attach a bail to a pendant.
Exactly,
Right.
just like
So if we take a look at this necklace, you can see how that's attached, and it's the same idea, right?
same idea. And I think if you turn it over,
Sure.
I think it's the
You
carved
can see on the
technique.
back. Oh, that is just gorgeous on the back.
So I did kind of a combo technique there.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
All right, next we're going